because we're about to take a road trip in 2 weeks to Illinois.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
like Christmas road trip, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Like leaving on the 20th. So I've been trying to figure out ways to keep myself awake while driving.
And Are you doing the overnight thing?
Yes.
What is your road trip strategy?
So with Miles, what we do, because this is what we've done the last couple of years, it's slowly changing a little bit as he gets older. Mm-hmm. So our road trip strategy now is we bought for the back of my car seat, back of my seat, because his car seat's behind my seat. We bought a thing that holds our iPad. So we're downloading movies to the iPad.
Okay.
And it has like a holder for extra milk, and it's also a cooler. It's pretty cool. Sarah found it. So we leave at around 4:30 or 5. So we'll pick him up from daycare 4:30 or 5. Get on the road. And then drive for as long as possible, usually 2 to 3 in the morning. And then we stop. We sleep for 4 or 5 hours, as much time as they'll let us sleep. And then we get up and do the second half of the drive, which is we usually get a little over halfway the first day. So the idea is then that he's only really awake of that 15-hour drive. He's only really awake like 3 hours of it.
Yeah.
And so
how do you like it? How do you like that plan?
So it's good when you're leaving. It sucks coming back because you're always more tired on the drive back than you are on the way there.
Right.
We stopped doing the drive in one day a long time ago. Sarah doesn't do as well on it. So
yeah.
I think for her, it's just worth the $100 to stay the night.
See, I love the 1 day drive. The way we had to do it when Theo was a baby, though, was we did it overnight, and that was the worst.
Well, see, we kind of do that, but with a stop.
I didn't.
I will say that. So here's the thing. I think it is better to do that for a couple of reasons, because even though you're not getting a ton of sleep when you stop at 3 a.m, you're getting some, so you're not a zombie whenever you get to where you're going.
Sure.
And as I found that as I get older, it's harder and harder to recover from doing that. And I don't want to be a zombie the whole time that I'm there. It's a little bit harder on him probably, but
on Miles, you mean?
Yeah, because he does have that second day in the car where he's not sleeping the whole time.
Yeah,
I mean, he does nap for probably about 3 hours of it, which is more than half the drive, which is kind of what we plan.
I mean, when we did the overnight thing, it was rough. Because I did like 95% of it. Like I drove because I had sleep trained myself, and then we did it. And so I made it until like 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I tried to give it to Erin, and then she just didn't handle. Like Erin did not handle at all. So she spent like 30 minutes driving, and then was like, Chris, can we switch? And like, fucking yeah, we can switch. So then I just kept going. But like now that Thea's a little bit older, and now that like we can give her stuff and she's entertainable, like I'm like, could we do the all day drive now? Like, could we like stop at a gas station for like 20 minutes, like have lunch, run around in circles for a little bit, then hop back in the car?
I will tell you. So this is the thing. I can pretty much assume. I think my kid's a better car kid than yours.
Oh no, there's no way. Thea is the ultimate car kid.
My kid just sleeps.
Yeah, so is mine. And then she's just like staring out the window.
So I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead.
From what I've heard, like he's pretty chill. He's always been chill in the car. That second day, because whenever we come home, it's always way more on that second day because we just don't make it as far that night. It gets real rough post nap because they get tired of sitting. So even if you have stuff for them, I mean, we have movies and music and toys. Sarah's in the back seat with them. By like the end of it, you're stopping every hour to let him out of the car. He also has trouble pooping after the rides.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the less time you can get them.
Wait, like after the rides in the car?
Because if that second day where he's sitting and he's not, so like when the first day when he's sitting and sleeping, it's not that different from his normal schedule. When you get to that second day and he's losing that 3 hour period where he's up and running around, I think stuff just gets like. So I really wouldn't do the full 1 day with a kid. I mean, you could try it because again, you're going to get a 3 hour nap and then you're going to get whatever she sleeps at night. But like, I mean, Miles also likes to be in constant movement when he's not sitting down in the car. So
sure.
I don't know. I just know. So our plan for this time, and then I'm just trying to figure out how to stay awake because I'm having tons of issues at night driving where I'm just really tired. Now, some of that could be that I'm getting up at 4 a.m. every morning, which I've not booked any work in the morning the week that we're leaving.
Sure.
So I was researching smelling salts to figure out.
Yeah, Nose Torque.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually like that's the brand name, but Nose Torque I've heard is like a #1 perfect thing.
But does it work? Like
yes.
But now here's the thing: can I do that while I'm in the car? Or does it like smell the whole car up?
It'll smell the whole car up.
So I have to like get out and do it.
Yes. you don't want to fucking like do that.
I'm really
next
strong.
to your like sleepy.
I'm strongly
like,
considering
in legitimate to be like you really need to not do that around Miles.
But I
because
could
it could literally like really hurt him.
I could take it out of the car and do some smelling salts.
So now the issue is some of those smelling salts are so strong that even in the container closed, you might get some scent.
Oh, see, that's what I don't want. I don't want that.
I'm just letting
I don't
you know.
want that. I want like something contained that I can take that'll wake me up for like another 2 hours.
Oh, you're thinking of cocaine.
Oh yeah, I don't want that.
No,
either.
it's very similar. It comes in a similar size vial. You also taken through the nose.
You know, I mean, I could probably go and get another prescription for
cocaine. It's like,
no.
yeah, hey doc, can I get a little bit of coke?
For what's the HDD, the ADHD medicine
Adderall?
that I should actually be on? I could probably go get some of that.
Hey, that's
actually not a bad idea.
just take diet pills. That's what I did in
I
college.
can't do that.
I had leftover diet pills from high school.
Yeah,
and,
but that shit like that shit actually works on my brain.
Yeah.
So anyway, my research is how I'm going to stay awake with our baby in the car, but we got some cool shit, and then just how we're going to get all this Christmas presents still
All
annoying.
right. Well, if you know a guy, I got a guy.
All right.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Two Dumb Dads. I'm Chris.
I'm Nick.
And this is episode 43 for December 7th. We are going to have our extra special Christmas season bonus series start today. We're calling it the Holiday Ho-Ho-Hullabaloo. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I screwed that up. The Holiday Ho-Ho-Hullabaloo.
You've played Santa. You know how this goes.
I have. I was a star Santa Claus in my 6th grade rendition of whatever our like holiday thing was.
Sure.
I lost my voice because I was so anxious about it that everybody made fun of me. My parents made me go on stage without a voice, mind you, and sing the songs.
There's so many issues with your childhood.
And subsequently, like after it was all over, my voice came back the next day after like the anxiety left
So
me.
you were faking it?
And so all of the other kids, and of course like the dickhead music teacher, all thought I was faking it. That's the thing that happened in my my childhood.
You know, there's a movie called Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diarrhea of like
a Wimpy Kid. I think that's what it is. It's a really popular book. That kind of sounds like your high school experience.
That was No. My high school was.
Childhood.
You were there for my high school experience.
Right.
My grade school experience is where everything went wrong.
You had that awesome flame shirt that you wore.
It was amazing
with your chains.
So for the Ho-Ho Holiday Hullabaloo. Wait, Holiday Ho-Ho-Hullabaloo. It's the fucking Christmas movies. All right, we're watching Christmas movies.
Right. Chris is doing to me what I did to him.
Yeah, Nick tortured me with scary movies, and so I am now going to fill his heart with warmth and holiday cheer by watching 4 Christmas movies. So today we're going to discuss the first of those movies, which is Christmas Chronicles. It is the Netflix original Christmas movie with Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
I thought it was Camino Christmas.
No, today we're talking about
Christmas Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles.
Let me double check.
You watched the right one, I think. Because you showed me.
It was Kurt Russell. No, I watched the Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking the title of it.
The second one we're watching is El Camino Christmas,
it is Christmas Chronicles.
Which is it looks like just a real gem. I believe it is also on Netflix. It looks like the most trashy, ridiculous thing ever.
Almighty.
Oh, it looks bad.
Oh.
It looks so bad. And then we are watching, then we are watching an actual classic. Actually, we're watching 2 classics because it's really the same movie. We're going to watch White Christmas and Holiday Inn, the Bing Crosby class. I don't remember the other names of the actors. I know I've seen these movies a million times. I don't remember their names.
Sorry, I'm just reading about El Camino Christmas at the moment.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
Does have Dak Shepard. I do like me some Dak Shepard.
Tim Allen is the official Christmas actor.
That's fine. I like Tim Allen in one movie of Christmas time.
I mean, and the only problem is I don't know if David Krumholtz is in this, which means it's just not the same.
Probably, but Dak Shepard is. So
that's right. It's Krumholtz light.
There's a beer release party for the Bolero Snort.
I know, like right now.
Right now.
And I wanted to go, but I don't have a car because Aaron has it.
It's true.
And so our 4th movie will be a vote, just like I got to politic for Nick's bikini clad Booty.
Frat House Massacre.
I am going to let him politic for one of several movies, and I'll put up the vote on our Facebook page soon, and everybody
Just
can
remember,
vote for it.
my social outreach is bigger than yours.
Oh, so much. But mine swayed it last time. I just want to say my politicking won the day. So mine may be more
Resnick
effective.
won the day for you.
I don't remember who actually
Tom
won it.
Resnick.
Good. Well,
my
thank you.
college roommate won the day for you.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. That
Tom-
means a lot to me.
It's Tom from Iowa, not Tom from Illinois.
The other Tom. And so this Tom, you need to, I know you're a fan of Christmas. Vote for me still.
He skips holidays, Tom.
That being said, let's get to all the usual episode stuff so we can get to the Christmas. So Nick, what's been going on for you this week?
We did. I mean, just we were talking a little bit about it. Just getting ready for a Christmas road trip. So the big thing we did is we did. We did Santa twice, or tried to do Santa twice. So Sarah and I have a yearly tradition that we drive up to, I don't know, some northern Jersey city, but they do a light show that you drive through. We did it last year and took pictures of Santa. We did it this year too, and we listened to bad 80s music. Though this year we listened to Lion King because Miles really loves Lion King right now.
Oh, cool.
So we did that, and then we went to see Santa, and Miles was having none of it. None of it. And then we got some food, and then we came back home. But then the next day, we had made plans, which I forgot about, to go watch. So up where our other friends live in Ringwood, Santa lands on a helicopter.
What? He lands on a helicopter?
Or lands in a helicopter. They land in a helicopter, and he gets out, and you see Santa.
Okay.
So we were going to go do that, but then Sarah got called into work, so it was just me, so I went. And again, Miles wanted no part of seeing Santa.
Sure.
So really, my son loves Halloween and hates Christmas. Which
Good. Wait.
Yeah.
Hates Christmas?
He loves Halloween.
How do you hate Christmas?
Because it's not as cool as Halloween.
No, but it is.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll like it when presents start happening. But he's
once
also,
I start bringing him like, okay, here's a Christmas present. Look at all these wonderful
but
things,
he's
Miles.
he's not into the
I will
present thing
bribe
yet.
that kid.
That's fine, but he still loves Halloween. So we've been getting in the car, and he listens to Nightmare Before Christmas, but he calls it Halloween.
Okay.
So it makes me happy. So really, we were just doing the Santa thing and trying. So we are really trying to get him into liking Christmas. So we've been watching Christmas movies and doing the Merry Christmas and trying to get him in the mood for it.
Yeah.
But he still really just likes Halloween.
What are the Christmas movies you've been watching so far?
We watched. I watched a Mickey Mouse Christmas with him.
Yeah, it was okay.
What else did we watch? We watched Nightmare Before Christmas because he likes that one. There was another one that I watched with him that was a Christmas themed one.
Only 3?
That's I can't do too many of
them.
them.
We've gone through damn near all of the Freeform Christmas movies already.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching those shitty movies.
Holiday in Handcuffs.
Nope.
We've done the Snow Globe.
Not watching that either.
We've done Snow.
Not watching that.
We've done Snow 2.
Not watching that.
We've done the Mistletones. That's right, tones. Get it? Like singing tones.
Definitely not watching that.
We did Santa Baby.
Not watching that either.
Santa Baby 2, obviously.
No.
We did 13 Dates of Christmas.
Not gonna watch that one either. Here's the movies we're gonna watch in my house. We're gonna watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We're gonna watch some Frosty the Snowman.
Okay.
We're gonna watch some the Peanuts Christmas special.
Oh, you have to. You have to.
See, that's
a day of thing.
Those are the ones I can watch. What I'm not watching are the shitty Freeform movies because they're shitty.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah, they are. Not. They are shitty. No. They are so shitty that they wrap back around to good.
No, they never do. What's that one we watched that had Mario Lopez and Melissa Joan Hart?
Holiday in Handcuffs.
That made me want to stab my eyes out.
Oh, it's so good, though.
No, it's not.
It is so
it's
good.
Objectively not good.
Which is what makes it good.
No.
Everything about it is so terrible that it fills you with warmth watching it.
I'll go watch the Santa Claus movie. And
it's like, wow, the acting is so terrible. And there's people in there that you've known, but you knew them in the 90s. And it's like, wow.
Why can't we
Your career has fallen so far.
Go watch the Santa Claus. Go watch them up at Christmas Carol. There's so many decent holiday movies.
They're really not that good.
They're better than those.
The Santa Claus. I hate to tell you,
I have a whole Christmas movie rant I want to get to before we dive into this Christmas movie.
It's okay. I think we have a thing, an email that will help you dive into that.
Okay, because I have a Christmas movie theory to justify myself before we get into this hot mess of a movie.
So for me, so we took Thea to the aquarium over the weekend.
Oh, yay!
And I think I've mentioned this before. Like we go there every now and then and whatnot, and politics, blah blah blah. I don't care.
Miles loves it. So.
Yeah, I've given up on my politics. I would much rather see my daughter happy.
Mm.
But it was so cool because it's like the aquarium is such like it feels like a warm weather thing. It's not because it's all indoors.
Yeah,
but it feels like a warm weather thing. But they had it all like done up for Christmas.
Yeah.
And now that she's just a little bit older than the last time we went, she was able to do so much more. So first off, she touched a shark. She touched a stingray. I pretended to touch both. Fuck that. I'm not touching a goddamn shark or a stingray because it's weird.
You and Miles both don't like weird textured things.
I don't want to touch it.
No,
I want to touch it. When I was a kid, I would have touched it, but now that I'm an adult, I'm like,
it's so the opposite.
Like I will do it. I will pretend, and if my daughter figures out I'm pretending, I will suck it up and I will do it.
Just touching an animal.
Yeah, but I don't like to touch animals that aren't domesticated.
I mean,
they are kind of domesticated,
that's
right?
Closer to domesticated as you're gonna get.
But so she did that, and she saw penguins, and she got super excited. And one of her new favorite animals appears to be a penguin.
Oh, that's cool. You should watch Happy Feet now.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Really should get a Softest Monsters kick that we're on.
Monsters is so good though.
It's so good. But the coolest thing about this aquarium visit was in like the giant shark tank where they have like all of the
swim around tank.
Yeah. I think it's probably the swim around tank.
Yeah, where they can swim over you.
Probably. Oh no, it's a different one.
Okay.
It's the other big one. I think it's the one where they do their like shark encounters.
Oh, okay.
Where if you pay like a buttload of money or become a member, you can like swim with the sharks, which is just terrifying to me. But what they had Scuba Santa. So they had this whole big like production where Santa's elf fish, get it? Elf fish, because it's an aquarium.
Oh my god.
Elf fish. It's so good. Came out into this whole little production about like, oh, look, we like to have presents. And here, young man, why don't you come up and help me go through the presents? And then okay, now we're going to wish really hard here. It's Santa. It's Scuba Santa. And so they had a scuba diver dressed in as Santa Claus. And they had an elfish helper who was in scuba gear too.
And then Santa got ate by a shark.
No, Santa didn't get eaten by a shark. I'm pretty sure he got pooped on by a sea turtle.
It's still pretty good. It's still pretty good.
It was really good.
It was pretty good.
Fun.
Bah humbug.
But the important thing is like they had like an area like they kind of swam over to the different side, and you could take your picture with Scuba Santa, like with Santa Claus or his elfish helper inside the water tank when you're on side. And it was just enough separation from Santa Claus that Thea was really into it. Like because I'm so tall, she was able to like kind of sit up on my shoulder and she could see everything. And as soon as she saw him, her eyes just got so big. I was like waving very delicately, like from afar, like, oh, he's not seeing me. I want to keep waving just in case he sees me. And so like he kept missing her. And finally he did one of these like, did like the finger guns to her, and she just got, it was the most beautiful thing in the world, and it warmed my heart. And she was excited for Santa.
My son loves Halloween.
Scuba Santa. And now we have a Scuba Santa on our Christmas tree, and every morning she goes over to him and is like, Scuba Santa, Scuba Santa. I'm like, oh God, I really hope this kid realizes that Santa Claus isn't always scuba.
Oh, please, God, for all that's holy, let Thea think that Scuba Santa is the only version of Santa that there is. That will fill me with so much joy in my heart.
Oh man, because kind of my fear.
I've come to the conclusion. I'm kind of a bah humbug Christmas guy.
You really are.
I really am. I didn't used to be. I loved Christmas as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to you. Most people like they have a kid and it's like, oh, Christmas is so special because I get to see it through my child's eyes.
I get to see Halloween.
And you're just like,
kid's
fuck
eyes.
it. I hope my son kicks an elf. I hope every short person gets mauled by my demoness. You weren't even like a goth kid. You were like a little like preppy pop punk kid.
Well, but I still have Halloween. I'm a theater kid. You know what it is? So here's the thing: as an adult, one, I'm broke. So I want to like give him a really great Christmas. I'm like, I just can't. That kind of sucks.
I mean, but a really good Halloween is the same thing because it costs a fortune to get a good to like create a good costume.
Oh no, I know how I can play that game because I'm a theater kid. But you know, the thing is, it's because he's not like real into presents yet. I'm pretty sure that when he starts to make those connections, like Santa brings presents and he's into presents, I probably will come full circle on that because it will be really cool. Because it was cool when I did it for my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
And that was like I remember doing that when we were both in grad school and be like, this is fucking awesome. So I'm sure I'm going to get there. But right now he's not into Santa and he's not really into Christmas or presents. So it's kind of like, well, I just want Christmas dinner.
Okay.
Which is Thanksgiving part 2.
All right. So before we dive into this movie, give me your 30 seconds on why everything sucks.
It doesn't really suck. So here's the thing. I like Christmas movies like I like kid movies.
Humbug.
I like it when there is humor
like
that I can find enjoyable. It isn't super corny.
Grinch.
Yeah, pretty much. I want some adult. First of all,
You're a mean one.
that's a good one. I like that movie.
Mr. Grinch.
The original 15-minute one.
Your feet smell really bad. I don't remember the words.
That's pretty close. So here's the thing. And we'll get to this in this movie. This is why I kind of like the Santa Claus. It's why I like I'm Up at Christmas Carol. It's why I like National Lampoon's Christmas. Like the humor is adult, so I get it, and it's funny. Most of them, like all the freeform movies, are so corny that it's just I don't care about anything that's happening.
They're so corny.
But nothing, I'd care not. And it's not even funny
it's so
to me.
Good. It's ironically hilarious. It's like, oh my God, this movie is so terrible. I can't believe they ever made this. This is like, I can't believe these people's careers have sunk so low that you would even consider doing. Like Melissa Joan Hart used to be Clarissa.
I'd be
used to be Sabrina.
I would do one of those things that fucking heartbeat. I'd be like, I'll do 10 of them. But my point is,
then I could make fun of you. I'm like, oh my God, Nick, your career has gotten so low.
No, my career has gotten so good at that point. It's just I don't find them funny, and I don't care about the characters.
And so they're not funny. Like they're funny because you're laughing at them.
Yeah, I don't know how much you guys laugh at them.
Oh, I do.
Your wife's pretty into them.
No, because like having watched a lot of these with her, yeah, she's super into them and they're comfortable and they're comforting. But yeah, no, we'd also totally laugh at them.
But I would just rather watch something that's actually funny.
But that makes it funny.
No, I want like stuff that makes me laugh.
Well, yeah, but that makes me laugh.
You are a 90-year-old man.
How am I? You're the one who's humbugging.
No, I'm humbugging.
You are the one who's like,
watch a funny Christmas movie.
We haven't even gotten to the damn movie yet. Let's talk. Okay, so
great, because this is where I'm going to go.
Our
with this
movie for today is Christmas Chronicles. So to be clear, we are going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
Yeah, we are.
So if you really want to watch this, and I recommend you do, because as terrible as this movie is, and I'm just going to go ahead and spoil that right out the gate. This movie is horrific.
I'm trying to find the lines
in
I
some of the
wrote down.
most wonderful ways. And I'll be like, and especially towards the end of the film, there are some things that you probably don't want spoiled for you. But that being said, from this moment on, we're talking about all of it. So I'm not even going to tell you to skip ahead. I'm just going to tell you, like, go grab a cup of tea and watch the movie.
Hold on, let me tell you one of my favorite lines in this movie.
All right.
I know I've been awful, brother.
Nope. Wrong.
Oh, sorry. I know I've been awful. I'm just so mad at it. I know I've been an awful brother. I'm just
God,
so
you are
mad
terrible.
At it.
You're an actor. You have the line in front of you.
I can't even read something that's bad. That is that bad. I know I've been an awful brother. I'm just so mad at him.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. So let's get straight to it. Because that was completely out of context. So we should probably add a little bit of context here. So the plot of this movie, in a nutshell, is that this wonderful, loving Christmas family that always had the most wonderful Christmases.
Because the dad loves Christmas.
Because they all love Christmas.
The dad loves Christmas.
They were all true believers. Yeah, hey, back off. They were all true believers.
They were true believers in the Christmas holiday.
We'll get there. But because their dad passes away that year, they're all in mourning, and subsequently everybody kind of lets everything go to shit. And so for this Christmas season, the power of Christmas is going to bring them back together. So their father was a firefighter who apparently died firefighting. Mm-hmm. The son, who is now probably a teenager, 16, 17, probably, because he's still living at home, whatever, has become a car thief and a shitty human being. The daughter,
really bad older brother,
is kind of a douchebag, like a lovable douchebag. But she's just like, she believes in
Christmas
Santa
so much.
She
loves it.
And so one of the key things about this is that they were recorders. Like they made videos of Christmas. Like they had a video camera, and they recorded everything.
And guess what happens with that camera?
Everything fucking happens.
Guess what happens?
So long story short, the plot is the daughter is looking through their videos of Christmas.
And
one
what do
day,
they see?
And they see because she's missing her daddy, and she sees the hand of Santa
Oh
Claus.
my God, it's Santa's
Oh
hand.
my God, it could be him, guys.
I have to go tell my older brother who's mean and doesn't call me by my nickname anymore.
It could be.
I should point out this actually got good reviews on Rotten Tomato.
Oh, I'm
Continue.
sure. Oh, see?
Like
yeah,
a
so
72.
fuck you and your Rotten Tomato. I just want to point that out. Fuck you and your Rotten Tomato.
I'm going to get the thing I liked about this movie, though.
And so subsequently, they decide they're going to try and record Santa to become a YouTube phenomenon. I don't know. That shit's blurry.
Because she's trying to, like, give her brother the spirit and prove that he exists because Teddy Bear doesn't call her cat something anymore. And she's sad.
Kitty
cat.
Kitty? No,
Cat,
that's not it
that.
because it's something not cat. Point is, they try to fucking record Santa. They fucking find Santa. Santa's sleigh breaks and they have to save Christmas
Because they jump in his sleigh, they sneak into it because she wants to get a closer look.
And
then
who's Santa? It's motherfucking Kurt Russell.
I'm going to be clear.
Which is the most inspired casting decision ever. Let's start here with our discussion, okay?
Kurt Russell is fantastic in this.
Kurt Russell
he is fan-fucking-tastic.
Is at his most Kurt Russell-y.
It's great.
He's surly. He's kind of aggressive. He's not the fat he's not the fat Santa. He doesn't go ho ho ho. He's just a man.
He's great. Kurt Russell in this. So there are 4 people in this movie. 3
you
people.
made it to 4?
No, 3 people in this movie that I loved.
There was 2.
No, there's 4.
Okay.
Kurt Russell.
Okay.
The dude who's in New Girl, who plays one of the cops.
Winston. Yeah.
The guy who plays the other cop.
Eh.
And Mrs. Claus.
Okay. Kurt Russell, Mrs. Claus. I like the mom. I just like that actress though.
Yeah, but do you know why that's a big deal? That
Sure. No, of course I fucking
I don't
get
know.
that. That was the whole point. We'll get there.
Okay. Kurt Russell's great, and the best scene in this movie, the best
Is
scene
anytime Kurt Russell speaks.
No, is when there's one scene that legitimately I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Was it the song?
No.
Oh, that was beautiful.
No, it's when the
That was
sleigh gets out of control and he's trying to like grab hold of it. That's the only part of this entire movie I was like,
all right,
that's fucking cool.
So in this world,
that's pretty cool.
So essentially this for anybody who knows the lingo of video games, this entire film is essentially a fetch quest. So while they sneak on the Santa's sleigh and they hop in, and then all of a sudden Santa finds out, and then everything falls to shit when he sees them. The reindeer break away, and so they're off somewhere, and then the toy bag gets dropped somewhere, and so they can't find the toy bag, and Santa loses his hat, which is how he gets into and out of
his magic powers.
Like flying smoke ability. Because apparently the way it works is he turns into coal dust.
Yes.
Did you catch that?
Yes.
It's coal dust,
Yes.
which is how he gets into and out of chimneys, because that's where coal goes. I don't know why the fuck that helps you get into a chimney.
Because listen,
but it does.
Because tight spaces.
I'm going with it.
Yeah.
And so subsequently, the entire film is, well, shit, we have to do this fetch quest to find the 4 magical items: the repair the sleigh, the hat, the bag, and the reindeer.
And listen, Kurt Russell sells that shit.
Oh, it was
Because Kurt Russell is so. Oh, there's one thing I like about this movie, that it takes place primarily in Chicago.
Oh yeah, okay. Here's my problem with that, because that was something I was going to bring up here. So this entire film takes place in Chicago,
Not
and
the
us being in
entire
Illinois,
film.
like 98% of it.
Yeah. The action takes place
I think
in Chicago.
they're from like some shitty town in Connecticut or something.
From Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay,
Watch the
probably
movie,
even
Chris.
shittier. Yeah, whatever.
Watch the movie.
And so like it being in Chicago is like, it's always heartwarming, because all my favorite everything is in Chicago, including people. My favorite people are in Chicago. And so like I just I love that. But like Chicago's not really a character the way I thought it would be. Like they mention Michigan Avenue and State Street. They like the biggest, like the closest thing they try to come to having it be a character is like, oh look, gangsters.
Well, I mean, the closest thing this movie comes to trying to be a good movie is Kurt Russell.
Oh no, like it is a brilliant tour de force. It is a tour de force of Christmas. And so when I'm watching this thing, I'm just going like, I wish Chicago was like. I wish I could see more of like the landmarks. I wish I could see like, oh, there's a river, and oh my gosh, the reindeer, they have to like cross
most of it was
the
probably
bridge.
shot in L.A. and a couple of scenes were shot in Chicago.
Yeah, so shoot it in Chicago. You're Netflix. You have bucket loads of money.
Illinois is not giving them tax breaks though, brah.
Hey, you know what? You are Netflix. You can afford. You can buy Illinois at this
You're
point.
Netflix. You can afford to cancel Daredevil. What?
You can. I mean, look, Netflix. You can just like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't have any money, Illinois. I got this $2 million check just sitting here.
One day we should have a discussion about my feelings on Illinois film.
Whatever.
So yeah, it's not a character, and because nothing in this movie is an actual character.
Oh yeah, the dad is. I would contend. Look, the dad is an actual character throughout this film. The absence of the dad. Look, I'm not saying he's a good character. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But the point is, like, that was the one thing. Like, I'll be honest. I teared up. I teared up a lot. Anytime they start, like, especially during that beginning, I was like, oh, this is such a heartwarming Christmas scene. Like, oh gosh, oh, the ugly sweaters. Oh, they're getting up to some hanky panky on Christmas.
You didn't like A Quiet Place.
I acknowledge I cried through all of those films, which is why I hated them. And that was the one thing that made me a little uncomfortable with this film, was I was constantly getting a little teary-eyed.
I didn't care enough about anyone to get teary-eyed.
I cared.
There's one part where I was like, okay, a little bit was at the very end, but we'll get there. But on that, again, this is my problem with the Christmas movies. I don't care about anyone. And if you can't make me care, I don't want to watch it.
And so, look, So
some of that's because the girl and the boy are really bad actors.
So essentially, as we go through the film,
real bad.
Like as they're trying to do all these fetch quests, trying to find the 4 magical items, the people to fix the sleigh, the hat, the bag, the reindeer, somehow something from their past Christmases always seems to creep up to be solved by. It's like the fucking Christmas Carol in some ways, where it's like, oh gosh, here's my historical whatever, show me Ghost of Christmas Present, what am I missing right now?
Because listen, you gotta get that Christmas spirit back for Teddy Bear.
And so it's like, okay, in this moment we are going to have thuggish gangbanger hoodlums who are going to potentially kill, hurt, maim, murder the fam. I don't fucking. They wanted to like this, like steal from them and rob them,
but then they got
also
coal.
wanted to, like then they tried to like what, like, oh, they got mad. Oh, that was so good.
They got coal.
Oh, that was so
presents.
Good. What is this, a joke? Yeah, it's a joke. It's a bad one, and it's hilarious. Like, yeah, they got coal. It was magic coal, see? Because you pulled out a present and you're bad people, and so you get coal. Oh my gosh, it's really magic. Get it? What did you think about the what did you think about the magic bag being the North Pole?
I actually thought that was kind of cool. So they're actually, that I thought was really creative. The other thing I thought that was actually really creative, and I appreciate it because it's original, is the elves.
Okay, I kind of enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the Elvish language.
Yeah, I love that they like went someplace very different with that. It wasn't a traditional Christmas movie in that sense, and so I thought, okay, I was like, cool, that's really creative. Just like I liked Kurt Russell's Santa because it was different and it was fun, and Kurt Russell fucking plays it. Like, Kurt Russell owns that depiction of Santa Claus, and it's great because it felt. I bought into it. I was like, all right, I buy into the Santa, and I like the Santa.
Sure.
That's why I like the Elvish language. It's why I like the elves. I thought the bag was really cool. I'm over the like high-tech sleigh bullshit. Just be it. Just slay. I just want to slay.
Yeah, that was weird with like the magic button that like
every
created an interdimensional
Christmas movie with Santa does it now.
Well, because you have to explain it away somehow.
Just magic.
But they also did magic. They also did magic
with
like the magic ornament that took you to the sleigh or the presents or the reindeer. Everything. And
like the wormhole thing. Like, but just do that. Like, I don't need just have a regular fucking sleigh and reindeer.
Like that was the thing I thought was the best dumb stuff, was how much they were like, okay, we have a Christmas movie, but we also have Kurt Russell. How can we make this kind of actiony? I got it. Every time they get in the sleigh, it's like a high-speed chase.
It's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Oh my God.
High-speed.
It was hilarious.
Not the car chase, the sleigh stuff.
Yeah, the sleigh stuff.
Not the car.
That feels like it's supposed to be some dramatic high-speed chase. Like, motherfuckers, you're just riding in a goddamn sleigh.
You know what? The only time I actually cared? the sleigh stuff.
Oh, it was so stupid. It was so stupid.
But I was like, oh, cool, sleigh stuff.
Oh,
I was like,
really?
Yeah.
You enjoy that on like a legitimate, sincere level?
It's the only thing I cared about was the sleigh stuff.
It was so stupid.
The first sleigh, when the sleigh breaks,
so bad.
the first time the sleigh breaks is the only time I ever was invested in anything happening to any character in
Really?
this movie. Yeah,
Oh,
because
I didn't give a crap. I was like, well.
that's because all you care about is ugly sweaters and bad writing.
Yeah.
You're a writer. How do you watch this shit?
Because I acknowledge how bad it is. I think it's hilarious. Wow. So,
Kurt Russell, great Santa though. I also really like the scene where he goes in the
such a
restaurant
stupid
and he's
Santa.
like telling all the people like their shit and no one believes he's Santa.
I mean, that was
That's
like
awesome.
all he did, right? Like that
It's
was
so
100% of his
It's
role in this
so
movie. It was like,
good.
hey, I'm Santa. Hey,
No, you're
I'm
not.
Santa. Remember, I'm Santa, and so I know everything about everybody. And let me tell you all how I know everything.
I love it. I see. That's the
Oh my
shit.
god, it was so dumb.
I love that shit in the Santa Claus movie, and I love that shit in this one because I'm
that
like,
was so dumb.
that's the time when like the
It's such terrible writing.
it is, but the actors all just fucking lean into it
Oh,
so
yeah.
well, and it's so
I know.
good.
It's so stupid.
Oh,
I
he
love
whips,
it.
Whips at the baseball card. See, I like that shit because that's adult humor and that's funny.
You think that was funny? Look, I have a baseball card. I'll trade it
That
for your
whole
Porsche.
scene, that whole scene is
my
funny.
god, it's so stupid.
That whole scene is funny because you know that like, I love that like his wife doesn't know about baseball and she's like, fuck that card. It's a Porsche.
Or she does, and she's just like fed up with her husband. That's what I
Maybe.
got from it.
It's so great, and like he's talking to the restaurant host lady, and like that was the best part of the film. After
All
that
right,
part,
you want to talk about Santa's magic? Let's talk about Santa's magic.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
talk
okay, great.
about. So Santa gets arrested as for having kidnapped children
a pederast.
and taken them over state lines
See,
1,000
that
miles.
shit's funny. That shit's funny to me
And
because it's so good when they're like, "Wait, where are these kids from?" And the cops are putting it together. He's probably an Amber Alert, and it's great.
And so he goes to jail. And so when he's in jail, he's like, God damn it, I got to figure out something to do. God, shit, the Christmas spirit's at an all-time low. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. We're going to go into another, what was it? The Dark Ages was caused by a lack of a Christmas?
Yes, it was.
Oh my God, that's so stupid and good. So he's like, well, shit, I have to raise the Christmas spirit somehow. What am I going to do? I know. Let's have a blues concert when I pull out all of these magical instruments that you just magically know how to play, and we're gonna have a jam session with the
Trivia,
He
who
pulls
was
out
the
a
band that he
magical-
was playing
Oh, I
with?
have no fucking clue.
It's the easy. It's Bruce Springsteen's band.
Is it really?
The shorter guy with the long hair, who's kind of heavier set, was Lilyhammer in
know.
Netflix's first original series.
Oh, I have no clue.
See, that's the kind of shit I find
I
interesting.
could care less. They
'Cause
were
the scene
jamming
was
to
stupid.
Christmas music with Kurt Russell in a jail cell, and they all like were decked out in like the
Yeah.
most like
They were.
trashy Christmas blues
were.
costumes. Oh, it was so good. Kurt Russell like, where's a piano? I need a piano. Suddenly a piano's there.
Because Kurt Russell sells the shit.
Oh my
And
god.
The other guy sells shit is the guy from
So
New Girl.
good.
The guy from New Girl makes that scene go.
Look, I'm sorry. That guy's terrible.
He's so.
I enjoy that show, but he is such a terrible actor. Or at least he's been terrible in everything I've seen him in.
No. Terrible actors are everyone in this movie but Kurt Russell, Mrs. Claus,
Okay.
that guy,
I
and the
disagree
other
there.
cop. Those four people.
The
are
cop's actually a decent actor. I just didn't particularly care for his role.
That's fine, but those four people are the only people who can act in this movie, besides maybe the people in the restaurant scene.
I don't think the the mom was pretty bad. The mom was pretty bad in this.
Yeah,
But
the dad-
she's a good actress elsewhere.
The dad's fucking awful.
Oh yeah,
The dad is.
but he's not
awful.
really in it. He's in it for like 4 scenes.
But
and all
you
he's supposed to
have-
do is like Christmas.
But you have to care about him for it to work, and he needs to be good, so you care about him.
I care. Look, you care enough. Just as like, I love you all, and it's Christmas. Like, yep, I know. That's how I feel about my kid. I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
You couldn't
Hug,
cast an actor
kiss,
who like
Christmas.
is good and can.
This is cheaper. You had to pay Illinois all this money for Chicago.
I guess yeah, and you got to pay.
You had to pay for
Kurt
the state
Russell.
government.
You paid Kurt Russell.
You did. And so,
Best
oh
decision
god,
this movie made.
And so then after they jam out for like 30 minutes with the,
It's a really
with the
long
band,
scene,
it
by
is
the way.
so long,
It
which makes
goes
it
on.
even better.
I went to the
It's
bathroom
so
and it was still
painfully
happening.
long.
I was like, this scene's still going on.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, no.
All right.
So in between that, like, it's not just that music. They cut away from the music to follow. I think that's when when the boy is
gangster
getting
thing.
like killed or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I have to save my sister who's in the bag.
Oh.
Who's in the North Pole? That's in the bag. It's weird, but it's awesome."
Interdimensional
portal to the
creative.
whatever, and so
creative.
like they throw it into. Anyway, point is, it's not just the song. It should have just been the song. It would have been better if it was just the song for 15 minutes. I'm like,
No.
I'm in. I am in. Give me this movie for it. Make this a Yule log. Just make Kurt Russell jamming in the jail with this blues band for an hour and a half. While like, don't even give me a Yule log. Just give me this in place of the Yule log. I'm in.
It'd probably be a better movie.
It would at least be as good. But anyway, when they have finally escaped, like the elves that came from the magic bag. That's a sentence I love. The elves that came out of the magic bag.
That's the other best part of this movie. The elves.
Like,
the elves in the magic bag.
Drop him his hat, and he's like, "Okay, well, I can escape now." Are you going to?
They saw through the grate in the top
with a chainsaw.
Yes,
with a fucking elf-sized chainsaw.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I agree. That's fucking great.
Oh, it's so stupid. I love it. And so, God, like he's like, "Okay, so do you believe I'm Santa Claus now?" He's like, "Okay, I'll let you free." And then the motherfucker just escapes through the ceiling, through the I'm a ghost now. I can just like I can coal dust through the random there's no coal in this air duct, but I can go through it anyway because of coal dust magic.
Yeah, that's great.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Yeah, see, I can get on board with that shit.
Oh, it's so stupid.
But here's what you do.
It's great.
So here's the thing. I can even get on board with the little girl not being a good actor because like you're a kid actor and,
sure,
and they're like a diamond in the rough if you get a good one. Can you not get a good 15-year-old kid? There are good 15-year-old kid actors out there.
But then it's not a Christmas movie. They have to be poorly acted.
No, they don't.
Because you have to be laughing at them a little bit. It can't be too sappy and sincere, else it's really bad.
No, that makes it a good movie.
No,
it
makes it stupid.
It's stupid the way it is.
Oh, yes, but it's a good kind of stupid, not the bad kind of stupid.
The reason that like the good horror movies were good is because they had good actors in them.
Were they good at the time?
No.
A couple of them were, but were all of them?
No, I can acknowledge the bad horror movies, and I don't watch them anymore.
Most of the horror movies have terrible actors.
And I aren't the ones that I watch. I might see them and then be like, "That's a bad horror movie. I'm never rewatching that again."
All right, so yada yada yada, things happen.
Christmas spirit happens.
Christmas spirit happens. They find all the things. They blah blah
What was
blah
the video
blah.
game term for it?
They complete the fetch quest.
I love that.
And so they decided, okay, we have to save Christmas. Oh my gosh, we don't have enough time to save Christmas. We only have an hour, and we have to complete the rest of the East Coast?
We have to work as a team.
We have to work as a team.
Teddy, you drive.
And what happens to Teddy? He's trying to fly the sleigh.
And he's figuring it out. Train.
And oh my gosh, he can't get the reindeer to go up. He can't get he's going to get smashed by a crane.
You have to believe.
I can't do it.
I believe in Santa, but I believe in you, Santa. No, you have to believe in you.
I do. I can do it.
I believe in myself. Shoot me with
oh my god.
Take a spoon, scoop out my brain place. I didn't work out for this movie.
That was so stupid. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. It was so good. It's like, you have to believe in yourself, Teddy. I know you believe in me, but you have to believe in yourself.
Why? Listen, just make these movies okay for parents. So I totally see how a kid will love the shit out of this movie. To me, like a 6-year-old's gonna watch this movie and be like, "That's the most badass Christmas movie I have ever watched in my life."
So, oh god, we didn't even talk about the true believers yet. So while the girl is in the North Pole bag. Again, another beautiful sentence. She finds this magic book in which it is a list of all the true believers, and she finds her family tree, and she is a true believer, which by the way is how she gets the help of all the elves who accost her with demon teeth or whatever.
Okay. Another great part that we missed is when the elves get out and beat up all the gangsters and they see Teddy and they're like,
so good.
I like that. See, that's funny. That's some funny shit.
It's hilarious and stupid.
Oh man, you're like, oh, they're gonna beat his ass. I was like, get him, you crazy freaky little furry elf, get him, because it's kind of creepy. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, they look like little demons.
Yeah, it's great.
They went with the other new thing where it's Santa always has to have an explanation for being Santa, and so 90% of the time it's well, Santa was cursed by a magic witch. No, fuck you, he's Santa.
I also love that. Well, can I also geek out on my Catholic upbringing real quick? When he's like, what's your real name? Saint Nick. Well, it's not actually Saint. I'm like, no, Saint Nick was canonized, motherfucker. He's in the Catholic Church as an actual saint. That is factually incorrect.
Even better.
Anyway.
Even
I was like,
better.
Factually incorrect, friends.
And so anyway, so she finds the like, and so it's the names of all the true believers, and she's a true believer, and
Good
mom's a true
for
believer,
her.
and dad was a true believer.
But Teddy's not.
Teddy wasn't a true believer.
He failed.
That's why he
Teddy
couldn't get
bear.
that's why he couldn't get the reindeer to rise.
And guess what? Spoiler, the whole thing was an elaborate plan by Santa to get Teddy's spirit back.
to get all of them
Because
their spirit
Santa
back.
really didn't need his hat. Because
didn't.
he's Santa.
Because he's Santa. He always had magic. So he gives Teddy the hat. And then when they get inside, the house is Christmas and blah, blah, blah. Can we just
Beautifully
get to the end,
decorated.
the best part?
And the mom is happy. Well,
Just like Dad used to do. It's decorated just
and then
exactly
Teddy
like Dad
gets a
used to do.
present because Santa can't give him his true wish. So he gives him a Christmas ornament and he hangs it on the tree. And in that ornament,
All right, let's make sure we understand. Like, we have to set that up before you just completely. So when the girl is in the North Pole,
the tree.
there's a letter which her non-true believer brother has written to Santa,
just in case.
saying, "All I want for Christmas, just in case you do exist, is to see my dad again." Tears, weeping tears.
I would if I cared about the dad.
I was sad. I care about the kids, not like as characters, but like as human beings.
I would if I
Which they
believed
aren't.
they
They're
were
characters,
actual
but still.
characters.
Point is, Nick, the ornament goes up, and what's in the ornament?
His dad,
His dad.
the more memory of his dad, saying that he's proud of him.
And he tells his dad that he's proud of him for saving those people and giving his life.
his dad's proud of him.
It's so beautiful.
I actually-
fuck you. I cried.
I had a little moment. I was like, okay,
yeah, fuck you. I
like,
cried.
That's sweet.
Yeah, look, I don't give a shit. I'm a dad now, and all I could think throughout all of this was like, yeah, I can imagine like how devastated my kid would be if I didn't exist anymore.
Yeah. But you know what? I have to care about the kids for that to actually matter.
Man, how do you not just place your kid in the position of every kid?
I can if I'm invested in the film, and I just wasn't.
I do that with every kid. I don't give a shit if it's the Grinch that stole Christmas, the original goddamn cartoon
love
version.
that. That's
Cindy Lou Who,
fucking
that's
great.
Thea. No, I'm done. No, save that girl.
Well, it's funny.
Lift that goddamn sleigh.
The fact that happens to you, but like that's what happened to me in A Quiet Place, is I invested in the character, so I cared when the dad like yells out and tells her that he loves her, and I was really sad about that
I got a little sad, but I didn't get overly sad. I was just like,
because you didn't invest. It's the same thing, so you didn't actually invest in them. You're a liar.
So after all of these
The
adventures,
best part of this movie.
we go back to the North Pole, and Santa's there filling in Teddy's name on the True Believer tree.
Because now he's a true believer.
And Mrs. Claus comes out, and they're having a nice, wonderful conversation about let's call it North Polish.
yeah.
Not
Pole.
to be confused with Polish, but North Polish.
Yeah.
And who should turn around
Okay.
but Miss?
I gotta tell you, the whole time I'm going, oh, you're gonna do this.
Oh, I
You're
knew.
gonna do it.
You had to know. Like,
no.
they didn't announce it, but I was just like, the second they mentioned Mrs. Claus, like,
I
it's
know.
her.
I didn't know,
It's
but,
her.
but when it happened,
Has to be
I was
her.
like, all of a sudden, I'm like,
Has to be.
Goldie fucking Han, motherfuckers.
Oh, it was so good.
I was like, fuck.
I was like,
yes.
this has to be the entire reason they did this, is
It's
that so they
so
can show
good.
their grandkids, like, look, this is Grandma and Grandpa. We are Santa Claus. We are canonized
it's
as
great.
Santa and Mrs. Santa.
It was so good. I was like, you did it. You went there. Way to go.
Oh, yeah.
You way to go. This is all I needed was this. I actually really like Kurt Russell's Santa Claus. I'm really going to come back to I really liked his Santa Claus.
I enjoyed it in, again, kind of that ironic way where it's like, this is fucking Kurt Russell. This is Snake Lipkin as Santa Claus.
But you know what's funny? I liked it more just like, I just liked him as Santa. I liked his ho-ho-ho. I liked
oh my
his-
God, it was so bad.
It's so good.
It was so bad.
I really liked Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. Kurt Russell is my new favorite Santa Claus.
Oh God, Kurt Russell.
He
Santa
looked like
Claus is
he
so
looked good as
awful and
Santa Claus.
ridiculous, and I
Like
love
they
it.
did a good job with his beard. I was like, you look like Santa to me.
Oh my God, are you really like, wow, Kurt Russell's a great actor because he has special effects?
Listen, they make you look the part. I was actually really upset too that the reindeer were CGI'd, not just fucking reindeer.
Yeah, so that was a little sad. That was one of my only complaints with. I mean,
That's your only complaint about this movie?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because I thought the CGI, it made it too clearly like it didn't feel like that right kind of intentionally bad.
No, because this movie isn't trying to be that.
I know, which is part of the reason why I'm okay with it, because It's bad on its own merits.
No, see, this is what made this. So if this movie's like, I'll use the Santa Claus as a great example, which is not a great movie.
It's a terrible movie.
But there's enough things in that are good moments that I
now,
enjoy.
Santa Claus 3 is a tour de force.
I've never even seen Santa Claus 2, and I'm not going to. Don't you do it, motherfucker. Don't you do it.
Right,
I've seen the first one.
A couple of these are going on the list for the vote.
The first one is great because there are moments that as an adult, like I still am like, that's
I'm just
funny.
saying, we do have a Tim Allen movie on here. We could switch it.
Because that's an inside joke. And Tim Allen does a good job. This movie didn't have enough of that for me where I'm like, this is legitimately funny. There's like 3 parts. Like the Santa Claus, there's parts that make me fucking laugh in that movie. Like
maybe the first 100,000 times I saw it.
Oh my God, when all the kids sit on his laps and that's so good. That's so good. She like taps him on the shoulder. See, there's no part of this movie I'm going to remember besides Goldie Hawn.
I will definitely remember. I'm definitely going to remember that jail scene. I will remember that forever.
No.
Kurt Russell jamming out.
So here's the thing. I was actually excited to watch this movie because it did get good reviews. I was like, okay, maybe it'll be like the Santa Claus and I'll be able to enjoy it on like this kind of funny, ironic, because Kurt Russell's a good actor. Mm-hmm. And I didn't because the kids are awful.
They are.
Because you have to.
So bad.
I'm sorry. Your main characters have to at least be watchable, and Kurt Russell is.
I think you have to go one or two ways. You have to either have like a legitimate, wonderful, sincere film, like maybe the next films we're going to watch, or Love Actually, or some of these other.
No, because I can watch the Santa Claus, and everyone but the kid is good in that movie.
Way, and you can lean in hard on just like, you know what, we're gonna make like a B movie, and everything's gonna be a little shitty, and it's just gonna be so wonderfully shitty.
No, I disagree because this is why I love Santa Claus. The little kid in that movie is not great. Dave Crumholtz is great. Tim Allen's great in it. Tim Allen's wife is great in that. What's the guy she marries? The stepdad's name? Oh God, someone like Stewart or something. He's fucking great in that movie. The little elf girl, she's great.
Yeah, no, fuck you. That elf girl is the best part of that movie.
Here's the thing.
Everything else,
everyone's a good actor in the movie, but the little kid.
That girl, perfect.
I can live with that because I can forgive that
Give
little
me
kid.
more. Is it Julie? I think it's Julie.
I forget. But here's the problem. This movie, only Kurt Russell is good and the cops.
Kurt Russell's great.
Kurt Russell's fucking fantastic in this. Kurt Russell owns this movie.
All right. So as a final say, I'm going to give this movie 18 skinny Santas and a just one.
I'm going to give this, I hope I don't have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Has Sarah seen it yet?
No.
Yeah. You're watching it again. I'm definitely having to watch it again because Aaron hasn't seen it.
Great.
I'm just going to warn her, like, yeah, you're going to cry a little bit at the beginning. She's going to cry a little bit at the beginning. I cried a little bit at the beginning.
Oh, that's so problematic for me.
So we have an email this week. So if you want to ask us any questions, give us a conversation, you can reach us at emails@twodumbdads.com. That's emails@2dumbdads.com. So Tom from Illinois writes, "Hey guys, in regards to your thoughts on Thanksgiving, I agree with Nick. Chris, you're a terrible person.
Because you skip holidays.
You can't skip holidays.
Yeah.
As to Chris's assertion that there are no... Okay, so first of all, I want to take umbrage with this. I acknowledged the first one here. And the other two, look, okay, maybe I don't remember these other two. But these other two, they are so not Thanksgiving movies. Well, maybe all right.
Well, you have a weird
As to Chris's
definition for
assertion
holiday movies.
that there are no Thanksgiving movies, off the top of my head, I was quickly able to come up with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which, yes, everybody knows Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That is the definitive Thanksgiving movie. Addams Family Values, fuck you. No, that's a holiday. That's a Halloween movie. It's a holiday.
No.
Anything with the Addams Family is automatically Halloween.
It's like Nightmare Before Christmas. If you watch it, it's a fucking Christmas movie.
No, it's still a Halloween movie.
No, it is a Christmas movie.
It is a Halloween movie.
We need to talk about that movie because there's actual debate in that movie, and it's a good movie.
And Son-in-Law, look.
I haven't seen Son-in-Law, so I don't know.
I can acknowledge that maybe this is a Thanksgiving movie, but let's be honest, it's a Pauly Shore vehicle, and Pauly Shore vehicles just don't exist, except for Pauly Shore is Dead. That movie is great.
Never seen that one either.
It is fantastic.
I believe it.
It is Pauly Shore playing Pauly Shore.
Hold on.
Faking his death.
you will watch freeform Christmas movies, but a Pauly Shore Thanksgiving movie is not a holiday movie.
I mean, I'll watch the shit out of a Pauly Shore movie.
I know you will.
I will. Give me some Pauly Shore. 2018, 2019. Oh my God. Can we just have like a Pauly Shore retrospective in 2019?
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're announcing it now. In 2019, we are going to have a Pauly Shore retrospective. I don't know when.
Biodome has to be part of that.
I'm okay with that. We will each pick 2 Pauly Shore movies.
Great.
Okay? All right. I don't know when in 2019 we're going to do this, but we are totally going to do this.
That's my kind of bad movie.
This is okay. Yes,
I'm in agreement. Cinematic Tour de Force by young Brendan Fraser.
Oh, see, I'm not. That's
what's the one where he plays a juror? It's like 12 Angry Men.
Jury Duty.
Is it Jury Duty?
Yeah, it's Jury Duty. It's just called Jury Duty.
Oh.
Yeah, God forbid they call it like 12 Angry Pauly Shores.
Cinematic Tour de Force.
And anyway, the end of the email says, I'm sure there are several others that could join the list. As a final thought, why are your eyebrows so weird? So look, out of all of this email, this is the thing I take the most confusion with. How are my eyebrows weird? Are my eyebrows really weird, Nick?
No.
I mean, see, you realize this is a podcast and people can't see your face.
I know. That's.
I feel like
I'm making you angry by doing that because you made me watch the Santa Claus movie.
So I mean, look, I acknowledge I'm not very good. Like whenever I go to the barber, the person, the hair cutter, I'm not sure I can call him barber.
Stylist.
I don't go to that. It's a barber.
It's a barber. That's a barber.
It's a person that cuts hair.
It's a barber.
There's a Russian people down there in like downtown.
They're
New
barbers.
York.
It's a barber shop.
Sure,
that is a barber shop.
Like sometimes they'll ask me, you want me to do your eyebrows? I'm like, oh. I don't know. Is that a normal thing? Like, I mean, if you want us to, I'm like, yeah, man. I did it once. And I was like, I don't know. I think I look weird. And then I just didn't do it. And now I'm like, do I look weird now?
I mean, I've never really thought that your eyebrows were that weird.
I think your eyebrows are weird, Tom.
Tom's eyebrows are weird. We can spend time talking about Tom's hairs one day if you want.
His hairs. Are we going to talk about each? I really like hair number 5073.
When he was in college and it was like big, poofy,
5073 is that weird hair that's growing out of his left ear.
Oh yeah.
It's like not even like the inner ear. It's like the cusp of the ear. Like like not the part where you get it like pierced, like the top part.
We should just roast Tom from Illinois because he can't defend himself.
I'm okay with that. Although he has threatened me with several nicknames from college that he might bust out.
I think that's a great idea. Tom, I support the nickname idea. On the Facebook group, if you would, please.
Are we going to have a Facebook poll about whether or not Tom should list my college nicknames?
Actually, I'm doing that right now.
I hate this. Fine, then you don't get to politic for the movies.
Oh, I'm going to politic for the movies.
That being said, it's time for everybody's favorite segment now. No, fuck you. This is Chris's Big-tastic Value. We are in December. This is where I take over the baking.
Okay.
All right.
What you baking?
So, this week alone, I have made white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. So these are a wonderful drop cookie. I use only the fully roasted macadamia nuts, not the salted ones. The salted ones will add too much salt to it. However, the nice thing that I really do here is that I include a little bit of almond extract, which really gives it a nice almondy flavor. I also made some what other ones? I made Mexican hot chocolate cookies. These are largely out of a bag, and so fail. Yeah, no, they are. That is a fail. It is a fail. I'll acknowledge that. But then I made a pumpkin spice leftover cookie from
basic
from Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry, Nick. What are you baking to?
No, you continue.
Okay, sure. So I made a pumpkin spice cookie, which wasn't quite enough.
Quite basic
so
enough
I had to put my own homemade maple icing over it. So I took some powdered sugar, I'm sorry. Did you like something I made? Gosh, you're always complaining that everything I make isn't good enough, and then you're just like, oh, but you like this one.
Chris, I actually think you've never heard me complain about something that you've made.
I'm mocking you for what
Actually, I'm mocking you. So what you can't see is me telling Chris to hurry up like he does to me whenever I'm talking about my baking.
For the record, I give you more than 13 seconds, though. I give you we are totally way over time. This is a really long episode.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, it's a really good baking season for me so far.
Yeah, your cookies are fucking off the chain.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to add to that, Nick?
No.
All right, good.
I just hope I'm going to get some of your cookies this year.
I guess that's what. I'm sorry, what?
I just hope I'm going to get some of them this year.
We'll see. Last year we didn't have very many because Thea was one, and that's not a good baking age. This year she's helping though, so it's fun. All right, so that's Chris's Bake-tastic.
That's like zombie apocalypse
Baking
cookies.
Bake. Yeah, and you're not going to know which one's the zombie.
I might have to just pass on those.
Hey, that's your choice.
She almost killed you like 3 weeks ago.
Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, actually I do, and one that's kind of more serious. So,
Oh, cool.
This recently, President George H.W. Bush passed away, the 41st president of the United States. And all politics aside, there's been some really interesting reads and history about him, and I like history. So I want to recommend, NPR did a podcast. There's also a article that accompanies it, just kind of about his life and about who he was. I thought it was really interesting, especially because I was talking to Sarah about this. He's the first president where like it's not political to me, because he was just kind of president when I was a kid.
Really?
And like, yeah, like I knew my parents.
Oh yeah, I guess we're talking about the first Bush. I was thinking
the first
of the second
Bush.
Bush
No,
for some
so
reason.
for me, like he was just president, and it was a time when like you just kind of looked up to the president. And I knew my parents voted for Clinton in the election after that, but I didn't understand the politics of it. But Clinton, I started to get it. So I found it. I mean, there's a lot of problematic stuff with every president, but it was just a lot of stuff I didn't know about his life that I found incredibly interesting, well written, and well delivered. So that's it. It's NPR. It's a podcast about the 41st president. I found it interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that actually was a really good episode. I enjoyed listening to it. It was really detailed, and they did a nice job of trying to stay very neutral as they're kind of discussing the history of the person and not just the political outrage that surrounded various moments. It was really cool. But they did acknowledge the outrage.
Yeah, I find historical stuff like that interesting. So.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Whatever you think of the guy, it was interesting historical perspective. So my recommendation is a play, a Broadway play. So this is
play
really
or
going
musical?
a play.
Okay.
It was a play, sort of. It was a play within a play. So I'm going to recommend the play that goes wrong. So this is a really terrible recommendation because I think it's only running for like another 2 months. So if you just happen to be in New York City and then the next holiday season, and you just happen to want to go see a Broadway show, and you just happen to be able to get tickets to what is honestly a pretty inexpensive play, the play that goes wrong was really wonderful. It's in the vein of Noises Off. Only in this one, they really lean into just the play going wrong rather than crafting a story behind the play going wrong. So from the moment you step into the theater, there's somebody in the lobby letting you know, like, hey, we're looking for a dog. If you see a brown and white dog, let us know. We're like, please don't approach it, but just tell us that you know where it is. And so I was fortunate enough to have my students take me. I teach a theater class at a community college, and they got tickets and they took me. And so as we were walking up the stage, like, oh my God, there's a dog going around. I just kind of looked around and like, the guy had a very finely crafted mustache, and he was very properly dressed in a theater. I was like, I'm pretty sure you're with the production.
And he had that real good dialect work going,
and
good vocal work.
He had like a real nice English accent. And I was like, guys, I'm not going to say for sure. I don't know anything about this show, but I'm going to guess that might be part of the production. And they're like, no, professor, you don't know what you're talking about.
You're like, no, but I
Let
do.
alone the first thing that happens after the show starts is like, the director comes out and like, oh, hey, that's the guy that told us to look for a dog. All right. Well, we know what this show's going to be.
Nice.
And so the idea of the show is just like everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Like the set is falling apart before the show even starts. Like you see the stagehands on stage trying to put it together. Like the stage manager has lost his Duran Duran CD, and so like it pops up in the play. Everything's falling apart. Like there's a piece of the stage that's slowly like falling down. There's a platform that actors are acting on, and so they keep falling off of it. And so, it's great. It's a great, funny, hilarious show that's really approachable and easy to understand. And there's also some nice theater jokes in there for those of us who maybe have a little bit of insider knowledge. Yeah,
it's funny how that makes something more enjoyable when you have jokes that are funny.
I don't know about you, but I fully understand the joke of Kurt Russell being Snake Lipkin. I really hope that's the right name. I keep saying Lipkin, and I feel like that's probably wrong. I've never actually seen Escape from New York.
Hey, Chris, where can we find you?
You can find me at Chris Moss again on Twitter and Rampant55 on Twitch.
You can find me at NWestmeyer on Instagram and at NWestmeyer on Twitter. You can also find us at our Instagram, which is at 2dumbdads. And you can find us on Twitter at 2_dumb_dads.
And of course, you can find us on our website, 2dumbdads.com. Until next time, be well.
Ho ho ho. That's my Kurt Russell.
It's good.
I know.
Sounds angry.